And when it did go, 3 men would be in it. Lawrence Nassen, Alessandro De Marchi and Mattia Bais. Merhawi Kudus tried on a couple of occasions. And several other riders thought about getting up the road. Once things were established, they were allowed to take a lead. A bit of laughing and joking and poking fun back in the peloton. All good-natured friends after arguments just a couple of days before. Lotto Soudal, Alpecin Phoenix and Intermarché would control. Once we got to the intermediate sprint, the gap would be just under 5 minutes. Behind in the peloton, Maglia Ciclamino points were on offer. Nizzolo using the most energy to go out there and get them. He'd be followed behind by Demar, Girmay, De Gent and Gaviria. Into the hills we'd go then. Intermarché still working, Alpecin working with them. Lotto Soudal no longer, because Caleb Ewan was the first of the sprinters to be dropped. That's 76k still from the finish. A few kilometres later, Mark Cavendish would start to lose contact as well. Mathieu van der Poel suffering mechanical issues inside the final 60k's. An impressive chase back on, and he'd soon be back in business. The race approached Filotrano as they honoured Michele Scarponi, taken from us all 5 years ago. A brilliant presence in the peloton, a top bike rider and friend to many. Intermediate sprint though was of no consequence in the race. Alessandro De Marchi chose to go it alone after that. But with the attacks behind, the chase on, with 20k's to go, he would be caught. One more classified climb remained, and it was getting very, very hot at the front. Difficult to control as they approached that final climb. Tobias Foss had a go. His attack didn't last too long, 1 kilometre in fact. He was brought back, and then it was the turn of the likes of the general classification riders to have a go. Corvi would also throw his hat into the ring, and Arnaud Demar started to lose contact just inside the final kilometre of the climb. Domenico Pozzovivo pulled the latest attack back for Binyam Girmay, who almost took a wrong turn. 6 kilometres to go, and Simon Yates was off the front, followed by Formolo, Van der Poel and Ciccone. But nobody would be working with Mathieu Van der Poel. And despite his frustrated attempts to get away, the bunch would soon reel him in. Richard Carapaz darting to the front once more. Hugh Carthy also having a go. He'd be caught inside the final kilometre. Domenico Pozzovivo, of all people, starting the lead out. Binyam Girmay hitting the front. Another duel with Van der Poel, just like on day one. This time, history was made. Veni, Vidi, Bini. Binyam Girmay becoming the first ever Eritrean, the first ever black African to win a Giro d'Italia stage. The thousands of Eritrean supporters who turn up at bike races finally had something to cheer about. The flag waved over the finish line, the man he beat giving the thumbs up. A perfect image. Binyam Girmay from Gent-Wevelgem to the Giro d'Italia, a natural-born superstar.